What's up everyone? Okay, so there's been quite a lot going on recently. You might see some changes. So I just wanted to run through everything that I've been up to since the last video, and there's been quite a bit, so it's coming along. So let's take a look. I'll show you now. So fuel sender unit pickup and all that doohickey fun stuff. So I've got the fuel takeoff, but for this engine we need a fuel return. So I've just drilled a hole in there and put a brass fitting in there, and that's going to be, if I don't break it first, that's going to be my fuel return. So let's see, rather than, because I was going to tap into the tank, but then you kind of lead to headaches of, you know, metal filings in the fuel, which is never good. So let's have a look at what's been going on. Zoom out. So here we have it underneath. Obviously you can see the bed is back on. It's not bolted down just yet. It was just put on as there was nothing else to do that I needed it off for, apart from this, that I was waiting on one of the nuts for the brass fitting, which turned up this morning. So thankfully the access to get it out is actually really easy. Obviously it's been thought about, which makes a change. So you might see that the prop shaft is back on. So see, the prop shaft has been modified with the BMW attachment on the end. You can see the weld on there. So what was done, it was was it splined or is it smooth? There's the shaft. This is the forward part, and it had the shaft coming out that went into the back of the gearbox. So what they've done is they put a sleeve over the shaft and welded it on, and then this is the end part of the BMW prop shaft that they've then welded onto the sleeve. So it looks like a nice decent job. It's all bolted on. See the gearbox mount, and that's the bolt for the rubber bush for the gearbox. We've got fuel pump, fuel filter, we've got the fuel lines all running up. So you see the fuel line there going to the engine. So the fuel line's connected, the return is connected, which is down there at the moment. That needs to be run up here with the rest of it. But I need to get some clips to hold the brake line, the wiring. So I need some clips to hold that in place. So that's almost done. When I did the prop shaft, we've got new UJ in there. We've got new centre bearing in there as well. So they're all new, which is all lovely jubbly. We can see the exhaust. Been working on that. Got a rubber in, just waiting on a second rubber to come so I can mount this one up, and that's just for the tailpiece, but it's all there. Can you see it from here? You've got a decap pipe in as well. So we've pretty much concluded, or we've almost concluded everything that needs to be done underneath here, as you see, it's all brand new now, which is nice. See, the tub itself needs some work, but I'm going to worry about that at a later date. Just want to get it up and running now. So I'll put this, see if I can put it in one-handed, because then we can run over a few more things. So once I get this in, I can get this return line, which is sitting there, get that plumbed in, cut down to size, and that needs to be attached to the chassis rail. So once I get this in, then I can actually start getting that done. Right, how am I gonna not carve myself up and be able to do this at the same time? So that needs to go in. So I can feel that touching on the bottom, but it should be doing that. Sorry, didn't realise you couldn't see. So, I know this goes that way around, but I can feel that touching on the bottom. See? So that's got to go. I'll come back to that because I can't do it with one hand and try and look through the camera at the same time. That's why I need a camera person. Okay, let's take a look at what else has been going on. Obviously the big one, if I do that, will it? So engine's in. Now I haven't been filming any of that, unfortunately, but so you saw the gearbox mount. So this is one of the engine mounts which I made. So you see the rubber bush in between the two mounts. The two mounts are made from 10mm thick steel, so they're not going anywhere. This one was 8mm because they didn't have the 10mm in plate. So there it is. I've got the takeoff for the engine oil cooler mounted, and I had to get I used a silicone hose, like a U-shaped hose, because the original pipe that went on there, because the oil cooler stuck out, the oil cooler stuck out to around here, the pipe just wouldn't stretch, so had to get a custom pipe for that. I need to tackle vacuum lines, but unfortunately I need to retake the intake manifold off because the vacuum lines are all underneath. Throttle cable, don't think we need that anymore. So I need to get that out. I also need to take the throttle pedal out of the inside, because it's now going to use the BMW electronic throttle. So yeah, she fits nice. A little bit of room. So there's still a few more things I need to do, which will continue in other videos. We've got the power steering to sort out. Obviously any water lines. This is part of the, I believe it's the transmission oil cooler that sat on the side of the engine. So I need to get a blank for that because it's no longer needed. We've got a blank here for the DPF. No, sorry, for the EGR system. That's all gone. What's the blank in there? And we need to extend the water lines, but obviously until we get the radiator on, we can't do the water or the boost. So the front end needs to be on for that. So I'm just trying to check off the last few things that we can do without the front on, like the vacuum lines, power steering, and I think that's about it. Then we can put the front end back on, do the water and boost, give the engine a service, obviously put a new belt on there because there's a bit of overspray, but that was going to get changed anyway, so that's why I didn't bother with it. Yeah, general service, oil filter, new belt. We've got a new fuel filter on the fuel line anyway, and we'll give the transmission a service as well, because obviously we need to fill it up with oil when it's got the oil cooler on. I think that's about it. And then yeah, once the front's on, no, we'll do that when the front's on. It doesn't matter when we do that because we can do it anytime really. I lost where I was, completely lost where I was. Yeah, so we're getting close to putting the front back on. And then the wiring. Yeah, I need to, what's this? Speedo cable, yeah, Speedo drive. And we've got all this old wiring. Now, most of this can go anyway. That's water washer. We've got lights and stuff we don't need. So what lights in there? That was not even used. That was for the spark. Yeah, then solenoid. We don't need that. But we do need a new power cable, a new earth cable, battery. The brakes have been bled. Might want to go over it again, but they have been bled, and the brakes do work, and so does the parking brake or hand brake. It's not a hand brake because it's on the foot. See the cable running under there. And then got the splitter there for the two sides. So that's all in and works. It's been adjusted. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Do apologise. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to go and crack on with putting the fuel pickup back in, and get on to the next video of the engine, because this is pretty much wrapped up here now. But as you can see, with the bed on, with the lift kit on, I don't think pictures can't really do it justice. It just looks so beefy and mean. So I'm very happy. So you can see, I mean, that comes up, I'm 5'10", and that comes up to my upper chest to here. So it's quite a beast. Love it.